Texas Math Mundo audience, are we in store for a treat today? In the house is Ricardo Ochoa, a proud Mission Collegiate Knight. He swept the math events this year at the 2023 UIL academic meet, state meet. He state champion number sense, calculator, and mathematics. Ricardo Ochoa in the house. Let me take a quick moment and ask that if you enjoy this content, that you please hit the subscription button and the notification bell, that you leave a comment below, and that you smash that like button. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Let's spread this joy, let's spread this beauty to as many people as possible. Ricardo Ochoa, 3-event state champion, sweeping the math events this year's Class 3A state academic tournament. Right ahead. My name is Saul Catu, and this is Texas Math Mundo. Texas Math Mundo audience, are we in store for a treat today? In the house is Ricardo Ochoa, a proud Mission Collegiate Knight. He swept the math events at this year's 2023 UIL academic tournament at state. He is the state champion, Class 3A in number sense, calculator applications, and mathematics. Very impressive, Ricardo. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here.
Hey, I'm so happy. And you've been a friend of the channel. You've called in during the live streams. You've always been willing to participate and contribute. And you're very active on the Discord. I can't tell you how appreciative I am of how supportive you've been of the channel and what an active member of the community you've been. I really appreciate it.
That's no problem. I love this community.
Awesome. Hey, 3-event state champion this past year, sweeping the math events in Class 3A. Wow, that's incredible, man. That's incredible. Hey, so how are you doing?
Well, this summer's been pretty great. I've been pretty busy, but I still find time to have some fun, hanging out with my brother, my friends. Sometimes we go play tennis at these courts near my house. I'm just overall taking some time to relax and wind down from this last UIL season.
All right, hanging out with your friends and brother and playing some tennis?
Mm-hmm.
And so what are you busy working on?
Well, I've been doing this summer program from MIT called Might Semester.
Oh, wow.
And
Is that
so that's
tough?
taken up like a lot of my summer lately.
So you're doing math.
Yeah, lots of like the class I'm taking with that course is applied mathematics. So lots of math and linear algebra. It's been real fun.
Wow, wow, wow. Staying productive. I'm glad you're finding time to have fun. Hey,
Hmm.
congratulations on your performance at the state meet. What are your thoughts?
Well, like I've already gone to state, but again, it's just so amazing to see so many familiar names from across the state, all there in one spot. Names like Eric Lee, Nicholas Ellison, Brandon Ashley, and just being like in the same room competing with these guys is just an incredible experience.
It's awesome, ain't it? All the great minds in Texas in one place.
There's nothing like it.
Right? It's incredible, man. Hey, and you didn't fail to impress. You won all the math events in Class 3A. So incredible. So we're going to get deep into your UIL journey, but before we do that, I want to know a little bit about you, man. Where are you from, born and raised, and what's your cultural heritage?
Yeah, so I'm from the Valley here. I was born in McAllen, Texas, but I grew up my whole life in Mission, so I've just been here ever since.
Okay, wow. When did you realize that you had a talent for mathematics?
So back in first grade, I remembered like one of my earliest memories was doing these multiplication worksheets, right? And I would try and like finish them as fast as I could. And I'd always be like just quick to like learn anything that was like related to math. I'd try and get ahead of my peers. I'd learn stuff like long division, two-digit multiplication, way before I was supposed to. But I mean, I just really love like just learning mathematics and just growing my passion with that subject.
Awesome, awesome. And so, what was your introduction to competitive mathematics?
Right. So it all started with number sense. Back in second grade, I remembered hearing about it and wanting to give it a try. And I was really lucky to have like a mentor in my uncle who, along with my coach at the school, trained me for number sense and I'd learn all the tricks. And I mean, I just fell in love with mathematics ever since then.
Hey, it's really cool when you can do all these fancy calculations in your head, right?
Oh yeah, like it's such a unique event, number sense.
It's all beautiful, man. It's all beautiful. So, who inspired you?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of people who've inspired me on this journey. Primarily my uncle Adrian Chapa, who's the coach at the Kenneth White Junior High School. He coached me in UIL all throughout elementary and junior high. And I mean, I think you can only go so far without a mentor. You need that person who can like unlock your potential. And I've just been extremely grateful and blessed to have him early on as my first mentor. And in high school, Peter Fuentes, he became my next mentor. And I mean, he's just been instrumental in my success and our team's success here at Mission Collegiate. I mean, there are so many other people who've inspired me, like my parents, my family, who've always supported me throughout the years, giving me encouragement, driving me to practices, even when they might not have wanted to. Um, just putting the hours to give me that chance to just grow this passion of mine into something that has really paid off, I think. And even then, like, as far as like other inspirations, there's students who I've looked up to. People like, I don't know if you've heard of him, Alex Gonzalez. He was a two-time state champion from my junior high school back at K-Whites. And I was fortunate enough to be a sixth grader when he was an eighth grader. So I got to learn a lot from him. There's also Adrian Heredia, who was a teammate of ours this year. But I also competed with him in junior high, and I really looked up to him. And even other people who I practiced with, like David Hovey, Derek Lee, Daniel Ramirez. I mean, they all inspire me to just push and do better than I did last week.
Awesome, awesome. Awesome. I know all those names almost. I don't know. Alex Gonzalez, you said?
Hmm.
All right. Hey, I had the true pleasure of interviewing your uncle, Adrian Chapa. He does miracle work over there at Kenneth White. He's just producing generations of mathematicians, man. He does wonderful work.
Yeah, it's really awesome what he's been able to accomplish at that school.
Exactly. That's awesome. I mean, you cannot overstate the impact, that he would have for kids at that level. But it changes their trajectory. And then Peter Fuentes, man, you've had the good fortune of having some great mentors. But you've worked hard too. So you have to have a combination of factors. I want to talk about UIL this past season and Mission Collegiate High School. Can you describe Mission Collegiate High School? What's it like? What's the academic environment like there?
I mean, I would say we are a very academically focused campus. Our school is the only one in our district that you have to apply to get into, right? So I'd say there's a real strong drive to excel academically here. I mean, we're also a dual enrollment campus, so the main goal of our campus is to graduate with an associate's degree right out of high school. So I think that makes the whole high school feel more like a college and gets you ready for that atmosphere right after graduation.
Cool. Tell me about your team this year. Make a shout out to your fellow team. You already mentioned a few of them, but go ahead and tell me about the team. Make a shout out.
Right. So first of all, I want to say I'm extremely proud of my team this year. In just 2 years, we've gone from, not making it to state to winning 2 team titles at both TMSCA and UIL State. And none of that could have been done without, the input and the dedication of every single member on our team. So I'd like to shout them out. Of course, me, my brother, Nicholas, Adrian Heredia, Enrique Alba, Gary Lee Nunez, and Ivan Peña. And our coaches this year, they've been instrumental to our success as well. Peter Fuentes, of course, who's taught us basically all the math subjects for free on his own time. My coaches at school, Mr. Delgado and Mr. Charles. And I'd also like to shout out my science coach as well, Mr. Lara, who's been instrumental in preparing me for physics and chemistry these last 2 years.
Great shout out. Yes, you all won 2 state titles as a team, and you have 3 individual state titles. That's so impressive. So how do you become a 3-event state champion? What were your study habits? What's the practice regimen like? Did you go to many practice meets? Right.
So, I mean, my schedule throughout the year was typically every Monday to Thursday-ish. We'd practice, after school at school for about an hour and a half. And usually that's how most schools do it. But here, what we do is we just immediately drive over to the Mission Library and practice with Peter for another 3 hours, right? And usually those practices were with Sherilyn Pioneer, right? So we had Derek, Daniel. We also had David in the later half of the year as well practice with us. And so, yeah, I mean, just was that 4.5 hours a day, 4 days out of the week, 18-hour study weeks? I mean, you just got to practice. And as far as going to practice meets, which is extremely important as well. I'd say we were fortunate enough to go to a good amount of meets this year, despite our small UIL budget. I think practice meets are really important because, they instill this competitiveness in everyone. It makes us, really try and motivate us to practice harder. It creates a spirit which makes you just want to excel.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm so impressed with the community over there in the Valley, man. You have the Sheridan Pioneer kids, the Mission Collegiate kids, the Science Academy with David Hovey, and you just have such a wonderful group down there in the Valley. I'm so impressed. Wow. Hey, Mr. Calculator State Champion, what calculator do you use?
Right, so I've used the same 2 calculators ever since my junior high days. Those being the HP 35S and the TI Inspire CX CAS.
Hey, that's a great duo right there. That'll get the job done. So what is your favorite moment or moments from UIL?
I mean, I made a few. I would say for sure, all the memories from these UIL trips. Like what comes to mind specifically is last year's UIL region, which a lot of stuff happened there, and it made it very memorable. But in general, every UIL trip has been amazing. Just going out to travel across Texas, meeting competitors, taking tests. I mean, it's just like all those moments and trips, that occurred are some of my favorite memories throughout high school, not just in UIL. At the same time, though, getting a gold medal at state was also just like a really surreal feeling as well. I mean, to me, it represented hundreds of hours of practicing that led to a moment where it just finally paid off. And it feels amazing. Not just to get one gold medal, but in my case, to get three, it's just so rewarding.
And so impressive. But you're right. The bonding that happens during these trips and the networking that happens with other teams and just the whole UIL experience is so special. And I'm glad that you appreciate that and that you enjoy it all because it is beautiful. So, how does it feel to be a 3-event state champion?
Well, I mean, going up on stage, it's such a great feeling because you hear everyone, like your teammates, your family, even other competitors just cheering for you. Even if you don't get a gold medal, like last year I got 4th and 5th place at state. Still, hearing those people cheer for you as you go up to get that bronze or silver medal, it's an incredible feeling. And to go up 3 times for a gold medal, oh man, it's incredible. It's really incredible.
And you deserved it. You put in all the work. You have the talent. Congratulations, man. That's so special. You're right. So where are you going to keep those gold medals?
Oh, well, actually, my mom just finished framing them right here in this display.
Awesome. A frame. Oh, wow. That's appropriate. That's wonderful. Look at that. Wow. That looks great. Mom did a good job. Job. Hey, you still got one more year to go.
That's true. So we're going to be real strong this next year.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So what are your goals for next year? Hey, and isn't it special working with your brother?
Oh, it really is. I mean, this last year, back in middle school, me and Nick actually competed together. He was in 6th grade, I was in 8th grade. But we didn't get to go to Team SCA State because COVID happened that year. So we never actually got to attend the state meet together. But this year we did, and I'd say we did pretty well. He alone, as a freshman, he got 3rd place in math and 4th place in calculators, and I'm really proud of him. And, I mean, just the whole team as well. Lots of us are returning next year. We are losing Adrian, which is going to be a major loss because he was such a great competitor. But we've got some very strong freshmen coming up next year, and I think we're going to be in a better position next year than we were this last year.
Really? Wow. Hey, so first of all, the Ochoa brothers, they're incredible. You and Nick, y'all are just dominating, man. You're a 3-event state champion, and as a freshman, you're right, Nicholas, just impressed, man. So impressive. So next year, you think you're going to be strong? Hey, that's your uncle producing these new recruits, right?
Yeah, most of them are from KY. That is true. Hey. I was actually working with a few of them over the summer, mainly on calculator and math. And, I mean, they're looking pretty strong. Not quite there yet, but I think by the time Team SCA State rolls around, we're going to be even stronger than last year.
So I was going to ask about your rivals. Who were your main rivals?
Right, so in 3A, Sabine Gladewater and San Antonio Basis were really strong rival teams for us. I mean, Eliza Roper, Addison Langley, Eric Zhao, they're all great rivals to have and really pushed me to try and make sure my scores were high enough to keep up with them. And even some local rivals who maybe I didn't compete against at state, but still drove me to try my best for Of course, Daniel Ramirez, Derek Lee, David Hovey, Kevin Lopez. I mean, the scores like produced by those guys motivated me to study more and more and improve my scores this past year than pretty much anyone else.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So they motivated you?
Mm-hmm.
So what are your predictions for next year?
Well, I mean, again, we're losing Adrian, which is going to be real tough. But, like I said, we're getting some really strong freshmen. That K-White program is really strong, and they produce great kids. So I think this next year, once we get them trained up, teach them a little bit of calculus, some algebra 2, some geometry. I mean, I think we're going to be in a position to maybe take all 3 team titles next year. Who knows? But I think we're going to be really strong.
Awesome.
I've got a lot of confidence in these kids.
Awesome. I look forward to following you guys, man. I'm a big fan. So, what is it that you value the most about your UIL journey so far?
I think, for sure, the number one thing I value is the leadership skills I've gained across this journey. Which, I mean, back in elementary and junior high, I wouldn't really consider myself like a leader in any regards. Like, I mean, I'd answer questions my teammates asked them, and I'd lead by my score. But it wasn't really until sophomore year of high school where I really kind of came into my own as a leader. That's when I started holding practices, speaking in front of the blackboard, which was, very anxiety inducing for me. But I just grew to love it, man. Like, teaching students mathematics and sharing that passion that I have and seeing them improve as well and just trying to aid them in any way I could. It's just been an incredible experience. And I directly credit UIL with, instilling those values in me.
Awesome. Well, you're leading by example. 3-event state champion. You're leading by example. So, 3-event state champion, so impressive. What advice do you have for any youngsters that may come across this interview?
Well, I'd like to say, first of all, you need to find a mentor. I think you can only go so far without a mentor. You need that person who can unlock your abilities and motivate you to succeed. And I've been extremely lucky to have many mentors throughout my UIL career. And I think without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I'd say find a mentor, even if it's a former teammate, maybe a coach or someone else. Find that person who can unlock your potential. And then just practice. Take so many practice tests, but don't burn yourself out. But take so many practice tests where you know how to do 1 through 80 on the number sense test, 1 through 60 on the math test, 1 through 70 on the calculators test. Know how to do every question in and out before you move on to the next one. And just keep taking them over and over again. Get your speed up, get your accuracy up, and study.
Great advice. Work your tail off. Exactly. Great advice. Hey, you got one more year to go. I hope that you embrace every moment. I hope you relish the experience, and I hope you have a wonderful senior year. So this is a little bit early, but do you have any colleges on the radar? Any areas of study you might be contemplating?
Oh, I've actually got a long list of colleges I'm looking at. Schools like Stanford, UC Berkeley, Caltech, Rice. Though my dream university is MIT.
All right. Well, good luck. Hey, it's going to look really nice on the resume to have a 3-event state champion. So that's going to look great. Awesome. And what do you consider studying?
I plan to major in either mechanical or aerospace engineering.
Oh, wow. Very mathematical. Hey, I really appreciate you. Do you have any parting words or final thoughts as we conclude this interview?
I'd like to give a few shout outs.
Yes.
So I've already said a lot of these names before, but I'd like to re-emphasize them. So of course, first of all, shout out to my family, especially my parents, always taking me to practices and encouraged me throughout this crazy journey I've been on. My uncle Adrian has played an extremely fundamental role in shaping the trajectory of my UIL journey. Of course, my brother, who I hope to guide, these next few years, to be like as good of a UIL competitor as myself, to probably take over once I leave the team. My coaches, Peter Fuentes, Mr. Delgado, Mr. Charles, and Mr. Lara. My teammates, Adrian Heredia, who's leaving the college this next year, Enrique Alba, Gary Lee Nunez, Ivan Pena, and my fellow competitors. I'd like to shout out Derek Lee, Daniel Ramirez, David Hovey, Kevin Lopez, Kyunghoon Cho, and of course, I think one last shout out for sure is you, sir, for using your platform to showcase all these UIL competitors from all over Texas. It's really an amazing thing we've got going on here.
Hey, thank you, Ricardo Ochoa. Thank you. And I'm such a big fan. You're such a gentleman. I've had the pleasure of crossing, I met Adrian Chapa, or I interviewed him, and I met him actually at State. I actually know me and Peter are tight, Peter Fuentes. And, I got a chance to meet your parents, such supportive, such kind people. I've really enjoyed getting to know you and how kind and so you lead by example, and you have that great energy, man. You have that great energy, and I love. That's how come people will gravitate towards your energy, man. You lead by example. I'm so impressed with you. I'm so happy that things really reached a peak, and hopefully next year will be just as good. And I hope our paths cross many, many times. We just had tamales this past week.
Yes, sir. And you beat me in chess.
Hey, I destroyed you in chess. No, I'm joking. Hey, you're going to get me back, though. You're going to get me back. I know. Because, watch, blunders happen all the time. I got lucky. But it was so much joy. It was so joyful. It was so fun. And I hope that we play many more games of chess. I hope that our paths cross many more times. I really appreciate you, Ricardo. And let's see if we get to host a live stream next year.
Oh, for sure.
Awesome. 3 events, state champion, so incredible. I'm so happy to say that. I want to say that I appreciate you. I'll be following you again this next year. And I wish you and the team all the best luck.
Mm-hmm.
You take care, okay, Ricardo Ochoa?
All right.
Thank you, sir. Take care. Bye-bye, buddy. Wow, what an incredible young man. Ricardo Ochoa sweeping the math events in Class 3A at the Texas UIL State meet this year. So intelligent, so kind, so mature, and what incredible insight. I look forward to following him this following year. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you, Ricardo Ochoa. Let me take a quick moment and ask that if you enjoy this content, that you please hit the subscription button and the notification bell, that you leave a comment below, and you smash that like button. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Let's spread this joy, let's spread this beauty to as many people as possible. I got plenty of wonderful things in store for this channel, and I truly appreciate your support. My name is Saul Cantu, and this is Texas Math Mundo. Farewell.